Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Likewise, how you going?
Hello, everyone.
G'day.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice meeting you too.
Glad to be here.
Apologies for the my background. I for some reason couldn't get the virtual backgrounds disabled on my laptop for some reason, and I just couldn't change it.
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
I'm just logging in with my phone so I can do the screen recording and also have my video.
No worries.
Scale of 1 to 10, how excited is everybody for Eden?
Well, like for this election in particular, it is quite exciting, even though there's only, I think, about 180 participants. Probably would have liked to see that number a little bit higher, but I guess you got to start somewhere. So I'll give it a 6.5.
Good, fair enough.
How about yourself?
Well, I tend to be excitable, so I think I'd give it an 8.5.
Recording in progress.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hello. We got everyone on the line.
I think everyone's here. 5 of us, yeah.
How do we go about this? We can start by taking 5 minutes each, I think, to present ourselves. Does that sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
Yep.
Yep, I think this should work.
I'll get the ball rolling. So my name's Dimitri Panotis. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Been involved with EOS for just over a year, so I appreciate that I'm pretty fresh into the ecosystem, but I feel like I have fully immersed myself within the ecosystem, networking and learning quite a bit. My current roles, I'm working with EOS Starter initially as a project manager. Initially as a community manager, building the community from ground zero, Twitter and Telegram in particular. Now I moved to project manager. So in short, we want to onboard projects who want to build on the EOS mainnet, in particular games and NFTs that want to build on the chain. I've also recently got a job with Crypto Rider, developing their Infini, and as well as working on a few NFT projects. Just a bit of sort of like a freelancing job. I'm here purely to cast my vote. I'm not looking for any funding. I just thought it'd be great to be a part of the election and I guess have my say in this community just as everybody else is. So yeah.
Good, thank you.
No worries.
I appreciate getting the ball rolling like that. And Rick,
Yeah, it was a bit of radio silence. I thought I'd just break the ice. I guess, I don't know, maybe if you you're a little bit nervous, maybe first election, or looking for some funding, so not really knowing where to get started. And I appreciate that. I'm purely here to cast a vote who I think would best suit the funds. So I don't really have any sort of risk here.
That's awesome. Well, would anybody like to go next, or I'll volunteer to if other people would prefer to go later?
Go ahead.
My name is Jason. I've worked in the EOS area since before Genesis. Ever since the ICO announcement, our little group started in Calgary and formed a meetup. It was organized by Troy Bryan, and it gave rise to EOS Cafe DAC, which later became DAC Cafe. Our goal is to put one foot in the meat space in reality, in brick and mortar atmospheres that can help develop the network effect for EOS. So we had our proof of enthusiasm, we distributed the bean token. The whole thing fizzled out when the DAC split with the BP and our business plan unraveled. But a few of us have done it all for free, basically, all along. And so our goal is the same. I have my own personal project, Crypto Oasis, that I host a meetup recurring every week, every Thursday evening for the same time period, giving free public education and providing discussion forum for the space, for alternative currencies and decentralized technologies generally. I am running in this election. I'm hoping everybody will vote for me, but I understand as well that there are some strong contenders in the field, and if somebody shows up with a really good use case or pitch, that I'm more than happy to vote for the strongest idea or candidate.
Good, thank you. Well, I'd like to go next because it's mainly the same thing that I'm doing. I'm here representing and running for the EOS French community. So I've been with EOS for a year, and with the French community, French-speaking community, because we are doing job on Telegram and working on educating the largest number of people, of French-speaking people. So that includes Quebec, a lot of countries in Africa, Switzerland and such. The thing we notice is that there isn't really a French community representative, and not many things are being done to educate people in French about EOS in general. So about a few months back, we decided to put together a Telegram group to start translating a lot of content to French from the English available text. And we are slowly developing a community to do AMAs every week and such, to educate the largest number of people possible about EOS and on the easiest way possible. So that includes translating more equal animals, which I'm doing right now for the French community. We're almost done, which is a pleasure because I finished the book a while ago. And that's why I decided to join the Eden community and the fractal democracy process. It's really a pleasure to be working on it. And we're developing lots of tutorials, first in text, and then after we plan on doing videos. The easiest, the better, so as many people can learn about it. And of course, in French always. So we are looking for funding to fund a lot of that work. And we're working with EOSBs also. And we plan on working with them. I'm a member of EOSBs as well, as many members of the French speaking community. And we're working on with them because we plan on doing marketing, but a lot of our work includes education, which is a lot of translations and such, which is not included really in the marketing aspect of the EOSBs. So we were running just to get noticed, and so people know we're here and doing the good work. And if we can get funding, all the better. It's all for the French EOS speaking community and the EOS community in general. We're all in love with the project and want to do more about it. So that's globally it. I can tell you more about it later if you like, but that's it. Thank
you. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Stuart Choi. I'm from South Korea. I'm software engineer and software architect and project manager, specialized in cloud platform such as AWS, OpenStack, Kubernetes, Cloud Foundry, etc. But I'm not much experienced in cryptocurrency, and I've been also worked as a project management with DevOps and Agile process. I'm an EOS Genesis account holder, a believer in Dan's idea for improving humanity. I'm honored and thankful to be part of this community, Eden community. As you know, today is very special day. It is the first official Eden election. I believe that Eden community will have a positive impact on EOS ecosystem and the entire world. Today, I want to vote for a candidate who shows passion to advance the community and EOS ecosystem. I hope as an engineer, I'll be better understand EOS technology and want to be helpful to the EOS ecosystem. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Stuart. Hi, everyone. My name is Omri. I was waiting to speak last because I wanted to hear about everyone's experience with EOS. And I'm the only one who doesn't have actual developing experience. I'm a business guy. I was introduced to EOS by my CTO, former CTO, a few years ago. And ever since then, obviously I bought EOS. And ever since then, I've been part of the community, and I went to one meetup. I'm from Israel. I'm not really running for the elections, but I'm excited about every new initiative in the network that will help develop EOS and take it to the next stage. So good luck for everyone with the elections, and nice to meet you.
Well, so that was a good round with introductions for everybody. And it sounds like Dimitri is not intending to run. And Omri, are you?
No, I'm not.
And Stuart as well. Wasn't quite sure if you are.
I'm just want to vote, and yeah.
Well, I guess that makes it a relatively lucky room, fortunate room for the who are running. In the trial elections, sometimes the randomization of people in rooms puts two really strong contenders in the first round together, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then this one probably has two, but I mean, like if there were 5 strong contenders, it'd be a different story than if there are 2.
Yeah,
absolutely, yes.
I've heard the stories about the previous elections. They went into some deep debates.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so in this room we have only Jason and Charles running, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, we're very lucky indeed. I can't imagine having 5 people all presenting what they want to do. Pretty lucky indeed.
Well, yes. you would assume the next round would probably have everyone contesting. So this, you consider this a warm up for whoever goes through, I guess. I did have have a question, Charles. Sorry, I may have missed this. I think you mentioned this, that the funding would go towards paying people like yourself in order to keep creating content or translating English content into French content. Was that correct?
Yes, there's a bit more about it. We plan on doing website, all in French, of course. We plan on doing AMAs with other groups, Telegram groups, which are oriented towards crypto. And a lot of them ask for donations, just to speak, just to be present, just to do the AMA. So we need funding for that too. And all of that includes, the need for a bit of funding. We're a lot of EOS French members working on diverse things. I personally I'm content manager. I'm a content creator on freelance in France. So I personally do a lot of translation, but also content creation videos. And that takes a lot of my time, of course. And I know other members of my community are working 30, maybe 40 hours a week just on EOS because I have more time, but we also like to give them something for all their work. With that, including the website, including the things we have to pay globally. Yes, that's towards the funding we need.
Nice. Sorry, Jason, I missed what you were thinking of doing with the funding. What was your main intention?
Main intention is to fund the custodian rewards for DAC Cafe. We have used the DAC factory software in the past that was provided by EOS DAC, and it took a lot of customization to put it into an order that is functional, where people can use the Bean token to vote for the custodians of DAC Cafe. And the missing part of our recipe at the moment is we don't have reward to give, a cash reward to give for custodians to attract competition to the field. Originally, our plan was to have a partnership with a block producer at some proportion of their block reward, funding the DAC. And since then, we've been doing NFT launches. We've been exploring ideas with our own website and what we can do with it to make a business model that provides a reward for custodians to attract competition to the field. Though we've found it prohibitively expensive in some cases to register cooperatives and register not-for-profit entities in the wide variety of jurisdictions we need to. Because we are decentralized, we have participation from several countries, and to run a website like a retail business or affiliate linking or a revenue-based web application, we run into difficulties sharing ownership across the DAC with the business that funds custodians. And so part of it would also be our regulatory interface. We've found that to be prohibitively expensive to integrate digital currency with existing coffee shops, in various jurisdictions all at the same time.
Yeah. And really, how much funding do you think that you would need in order to successfully operate?
Well, we think that we could probably do it on 1/10 of a standby block producer. Typically, our original plan was set to the tune of just 10% of a standby BP. And in a cumulative way, we think that could get us off of first base, at least. And we're ambitious, right? So the full scope of development to extend the network effect as far as possible, I mean, we don't know what to capitalize it at. So we expect to just treat it like a snowball, that any amount that can begin accumulating and attracting the type of participation and enthusiasm we seek, that we can find ways to reach our scale. I hope that answers the question. Maybe like
Yeah.
20 EOS would be a big enough starting point to a snowball effect.
Yeah.
I've put a link in the chat. We made a post on the EOS forum community detailing exactly what we need and what we're doing. You can all just check it later or right now if you like. It's just more detailed version of what I was saying. Just being here, you're all learning about the French community is a huge step for us. But thank you.
I was actually going to ask you how many people are in your Telegram group at the second bot.
We've got 100 and
drop point covers that. Is that correct?
Sorry, the question is?
I was just reading what you sent in. 150 people in your Telegram and 300 Twitter followers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're planning on having a lot more because 150 people is just very little compared to all the French-speaking people around the world. And that's just our goal, to include all the French-speaking people that exist around the world and help translate everything to French for them, because there's a huge language barrier between what is available in English, of course, and for the other French-speaking persons around the world. We've done interviews with the EOS marketplace. I've been a lot in contact with them. I'm French, but my father is English, so I speak quite well English. My mother is Spanish, so I also speak Spanish, and I've been helping do the translation between the EOS marketplace communicatives and the French-speaking community. So that's part of what we do every week. We do AMAs with active persons around the EOS community, such as the EOS marketplace and such, and help translate everything they have to say to French-speaking persons. Last week we had people that wanted to include and help implement the EOS ecosystem. They've created EOS marketplace into Africa, the Republic of Congo. So for example, we help do the translation, help them understand what is EOS marketplace, how they can actively help implement this cryptocurrency into their local exchanges. And that's good work, I think. It's been a good experience to help them discover what is EOS and how they can benefit from it, like their community can benefit from it. Yes. And that's about all the work we do. Yes.
Nice. I'm just on your Twitter page now. How long have you been building this community?
The community started in May, I think. It was done by Vince Dormont, which is an Eden member. We are 4 Eden members from the EOS French community, and I joined around September, I think. But it started, early this year.
Cool. And do you have any marketing strategies to implement bringing more community members in?
Yes, marketing-wise, we with EOS Bees. So if we succeed as the EOS French community to succeed funding, the plan is we keep 70%, and no matter the cost, we give 30% to EOS Bees, because no matter what, it's mostly the same thing. We do more education, but we also do marketing. So we plan to give 30% to EOS Bees to help with the marketing. Marketing in such is not my forte. It's not, I'm not a strategist. I create content, so videos, translation and such. And marketing wise, the plan globally, I think, is to just create content, make it available around Telegram groups, which are already talking about crypto. First thing is having a voice in those groups. There are French groups such as the Detective Token, for example, which have 3,050 members. So we have 150, for example. So the plan is just to go for starters to those groups and help them discover EOS, because we would manage to bring about 300 members more each time, and that would be a great help. But this access to these groups is gated, because they first ask to do a contribution around a 1 BNB, for example, just to be speaking, just to be present and give them a run to our project. There are a lot of crypto groups. This is the first step. And after that, we plan on doing guerrilla marketing. So putting posters, doing events in our local communities, just be there and speak about EOS to all those present. And yeah, the plan is starting with that. And EOS Peace is going to help us a lot to do that also.
Right.
So we have 12 minutes left.
Does anyone have any other questions for Charles and Jason?
I was going to say, it seems like Dimitri's got questions for very balanced. Thank you for those questions. But I'm sure other people, everybody has to have a chance to have questions.
I was going to ask, I don't know the terms, many of the terms that you guys are using that are related to code, I'm not very familiar with, but I do understand that one of the key, or maybe the key goal for this process is to fund the projects that will extend the EOS network. So I wanted to ask Jason, how do you see it catching fire? You guys get the funding and everything.
Well, I think that I see it catching fire by revenue in coffee shops beyond what's on the menu. I mean, if you imagine a physical coffee shop, cafe location, their business model is basically sell what's on the menu, food and beverage wise, but that is not the only thing that they can do with that brick and mortar location. We've brainstormed everything we can think of for ways to support restaurants with what we call micro OTC, which is an exchange service functionally, or as well to be the host of meetups that have NFT guilds, that is sort of like the office, the informal office of the artist guild, that can sort of supplement the revenue of the place. As well, we've created a map, a directory of brick and mortar coffee shop locations who want to be seen as and want to be recognized as the place in their community where they have a Bitcoin ATM, perhaps, or the owner and staff is enthusiastic about cryptocurrency in any sense. We've pinned them all on a map. Actually, I'll put our website in our chat here, and you can see the map to date. It's user-generated content. And I suppose, I don't want to be too long-winded about it, but the real spark that helps the whole thing catch fire is user-generated content. We feel as though modern media finds its greatest profitability with user-generated content as opposed to network-produced content, and that we feel like coffee shops are places where people express themselves and basically unpack the issues of the day, often every day. So these locations have always, or historically, been relevant gathering points for political and industrial revolution. And that So our participation includes Spanish speaking, German speaking, French speaking, Korean speaking. We've really invited the whole world in. And so there is some translating effect in it, but there's not enough enthusiasm to translate every single thing. We need more competition for that. But the fuel to the spark is the competitive aspect of why be involved, why bother, right? So to attract the location, we give them the map and we give them some tools. To attract the people, we give them, I guess, a sense of belongingness and knowing of a place, even if they're traveling, and the connection to other jurisdictions, like a cohesive brand. If I may add one more thing, like the fire pit, for how does this thing catch fire, the container of it. The container of our moment is rather dire for most restaurants. There is a lot of attention in most places to the fact that running a restaurant has been extraordinarily difficult through the pandemic, and that we feel as though we might be able to catch fire with the opportunity presentation to build the network at the same time as supplement the revenues of restaurateurs without needing to fill up their seats and sell food off the menu necessarily, just,
Thanks.
Just to add, I see on your map on that cafe that there's none in France. We're going to try to remedy that. It's a great initiative. Yes.
It looks like you guys did the legwork.
Please do, yes. I should say my background in it is partially from the restaurant industry. I've worked in restaurants for about 5 years of my career. It's always been like my safety net between other jobs, and it's part of how I worked through university. So I've worked front of house, I've worked back of house. My sister owned a restaurant here in Calgary for 7 years, and that restaurant my sister owned is the place where I host my meetup, Crypto Oasis.
Cool. I think I'm ready. How about everyone else?
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. So
I'm sorry, Charles. I decided I'm not voting for you. I've been ready to go because I've been decided to vote for myself from the beginning. But if everybody's, yeah.
I think we just do it on our meeting page.
Sorry. We didn't get a word from Stewart though. What do you think?
I just saw the map, and there are 3 shops in Korea. Does everyone decide to and vote it?
Sorry?
No. I just wanted to the link, but you already shared with us.
Our first physical location is in Seoul, South Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our greatest original enthusiasm was from Lagos, Nigeria, and from Seoul, South Korea, and from El Tigre, Venezuela. So we still have a sub-faction of Da Cafe Venezuela, and we still have a sub-faction of Da Cafe Korea. And actually, like, I shouldn't take any credit for the work that Jana does, but Jana is based in Germany, and she has organized subheadings for languages and regions for the participants of Da Cafe. And South Korea is pretty much our strongest source of enthusiasm. Maybe.
Yeah. In Korea, the Koreos is the largest community, Korea community, and I got many help from them because I didn't have much information about the EOS, especially translated information, and they some guys in that Koreas shared their info many people with many people, and those info was very helpful to widen the US tech and trends and the so I think in France the community is very important in the perspective of impact to in Europe and France and Europe. Wow, it's very difficult for me. You both are a very good and great work, and I like to give him the Frank's community for now.
Right on. So it looks like there's one vote left to be cast, and it will be the time.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think we need a majority of 4 to build consensus on the vote. I don't know.
We do. We needed.
Yeah, 4 people. That's right.
We needed 4. So we're going to get stuck if we don't change. If somebody doesn't change.
Yeah.
There is a button to say change vote that will light up after.
Oh, right.
And our discussion needs to select one. We can't do
absolutely,
secret.
yes.
I'm willing to surrender my vote for the sake of getting one person through.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to start the vote. Absolutely no. So I'm willing to change it too, of course. Yes.
So let's put it to the other 3. Let's make a sub vote just orally in the meeting between the other 3 that are not running, and let them choose. If that's fair. Does you guys think that's fair?
That's fine by me too.
Okay.
So what do we have? So Dimitri and Stuart voted for.
Stuart, have you voted online yet?
I don't think Stuart voted.
Yeah, I'm trying to vote. Just wait a minute. My anchor didn't pop up. And
So I'll quickly give my I'll just give my perspective. The reason why I voted for Charles. Recently, I got a job at CryptoWriter, and I have seen from the other hand how important content creation is online. The amount of people that you can reach through AMAs, blogs, articles, podcasts, and live streams is very telling and can be very effective very quickly. Personally, I believe that EOS is sort of at a critical point over the next, say, 2 to 3 months. And I believe Charles's project can assist that in the next 2 to 3 months. Jason, I really like your project. I think it's a fantastic idea. In terms of time sensitivity, I believe that Charles's would be more beneficial for the EOS community.
I think once we get Stuart's vote, we're good to go, no?
Yeah, I voted.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need one more vote, yeah? I mean,
Yeah, I changed my vote. Just based on Struard. Struard casting the vote for Charles. That makes 2 of 3. Omri, thank you for voting for me, man. And I'll stay with it. I'll be around. You'll see. We'll see each other.
cool.
To complement, well, thank you everyone for starters, and to complement on what Dimitri said, it's exactly my opinion too. There are a lot of exciting EOS projects, and EOS is at a breaking point where it's a great technology. Everything is there just to be told to everyone, and the real need now is just to spread the word, to just tell everyone, the most people possible, about this great platform that exists. And our goal is just to make that possible for all the French-speaking people in the world. And thank you again for all your trust. And I'll try to convey all that to the second round of the Eden process. And Jason, we would like a lot to have you on an AMA soon, just to speak about your project. It seems very exciting too. And we'd like to just make it possible for everyone in French to learn about it. Implement it in France, of course.
And then that's perfect. Actually, we don't have French translation in that cafe yet, so we will be making your project.
We'll keep in touch and help you translate all that. You will be our pleasure, surely.
That's
What do we do next?
I think that's us done. We can log off. Everything's.
We go back
on.
to the community room.
Yep. Yeah, you can.
All right.
Okay.
Great to meet everyone.
Nice to meet you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you
All
all.
right,
Bye.
good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Nice to
everyone.
meet you.
Bye-bye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day.